You are no ordinary soul. You are a force that refuses to be broken. Through every shadow of doubt and every whisper of deception aimed your way, you have stood firm, unshaken, and unbreakable. The world tried to burn your name into ashes, but here you are, stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. This is your moment to rise, to claim the truth that no lie can touch, and to shine as the unstoppable light you were born to be. Welcome to the circle of those chosen to rewrite destiny. Your journey is legendary, and the best is yet to come. Your presence remains steady, like a lighthouse amid turbulent seas, unaffected by the storms of false narratives swirling around you. While they hurled baseless accusations and spun intricate webs of hearsay, their words lacked the foundation to shift your grounded reality. Instead of faltering, you stood as a beacon of unwavering clarity, untouched by their attempts to distort your essence. Here you are, thriving with unshakable vitality, a testament to truths that withstand the harshest trials. Lesser deceptions might have worked on ordinary targets, but your depth demanded something far more intense. Their elaborate fabrications only confirmed the strength of your genuine character before any scrutiny took place. Predictions of your ruin belong to those disconnected from the true source, severed from the flow of authentic insight. Genuine foresight does not herald defeat for the just, but unveils the inevitable rise of clarity over illusion. Your every act stands as a living contradiction to their fabricated tales. Each achievement you claim dismantles another segment of their fabricated fortress. The cycles of universal order repeat, affirming that when illumination confronts shadow, the latter marshals its forces to extinguish the light. Yet true brilliance, born from unbreakable essence, cannot be quenched by counterfeit darkness. The blaze they sought to smother never originated within you. It was the radiant current of source energy coursing through your being. Their efforts resembled trying to douse a raging star with mere droplets. What lies ahead will transform your grasp of past events. Their assaults were not personal spite or random cruelty, but something far more systemic. Feel God's love stirring within you. Don't let it stop there. Hit the super thank you button and sow a seed of $20 or more. That simple act can ignite hope, heal hearts, and carry His love further than you imagine. You were made to shine His light. This is your moment. Be the miracle someone's been praying for. Let heaven move through you. Their desperate flails were those of a collapsing regime, recognizing you as a threat to its survival. But first, understand the inner workings of their deceptive machinery. Behind sealed doors, in whispered councils, they crafted their plots, far removed from idle chatter, operating like seasoned illusionists, weaving complex realities to undermine you. These experts in manipulation dissected your every move with military-like precision, turning your progress into intelligence and your setbacks into fodder. Unable to direct your path, they resorted to rewriting your entire narrative, shaping it to fit their fabricated agenda. Imagine secret meetings where your identity was mapped alongside calculated maneuvers, or confidential correspondences where your reputation was analyzed like a complex experiment. They deconstructed your decisions piece by piece, reverse engineering your successes to cast doubt and suspicion on your integrity. Looking for purpose and peace? Hit subscribe and start the journey. Their so-called evidence did not emerge as counterfeit fabrications in the typical way. Instead, fragments of truth were contorted beyond recognition, reshaped like reflections in a fractured mirror. A valid agreement morphed into suspicious activity, a calculated corporate move twisted into hidden schemes. Your financial prosperity was reframed as circumstantial proof of wrongdoing. They dismantled the pillars of your genuine accomplishments only to assemble fragile towers that appeared sturdy from afar but crumbled upon closer inspection. What remained incomprehensible to them was the power emanating from your deeper awareness. Your intuitive abilities sent ripples of alarm through their grasp on control. Every insight beyond ordinary perception, each moment your instincts aligned perfectly with unfolding realities. Every time you navigated by guidance they could not manipulate, became a disruptive force, threatening their constructed worldview. The capacity to tap into unseen realms and draw knowledge and opportunities from those channels rendered their information monopolies useless. Their responses were tactical half-truths deployed like stealth missiles, precisely aimed to inflict maximal harm, yet engineered to leave minimal traces. The calculated, layered precision of their offensive would earn nods of respect from the most seasoned psychological warfare experts. Their strategy hinged on perfect timing. They launched strikes during your periods of ascent, carefully avoiding moments when vulnerability might trigger sympathy. Your milestones became raw materials for suspicion. A promotion labeled as betrayal, a lucrative deal spun as corruption, a departure from toxic situations recast as fleeing consequences. The very successes that showcased your genuine power were weaponized against you, converted into supposed evidence undermining your integrity. Your excellence unsettled their complacency, so they fabricated narratives designed to drag you down to their stagnant level. The collective mindset that embraced these fabrications exposed deep-rooted envy and hostility toward anyone who dared to rise beyond conventional boundaries. Your achievements forced others to face uncomfortable reflections on their own inertia. Envy was wielded with surgical accuracy, fully aware that the fusion of tangible success with spiritual insight sparks potent waves of societal resentment. Your ability to manifest through divine connection, rather than worldly manipulation, threatened the very foundation of their fabricated reality. Those who sought to diminish you acted as puppet masters, pulling strings linked to every individual who felt overshadowed by your accomplishments. Their goal was never universal conviction of your guilt. Instead, it was to cultivate widespread feelings of inadequacy by highlighting how your success made others feel diminished in comparison. Impact came precisely when your brightest breakthroughs ignited your path, because it is in these moments of radiant ascent that shadows stretch the farthest to cling. Each surge forward startled their defenses, setting off alarms wired to protect their fading dominion, triggering reflexes born from fear of being outpaced and forgotten. Their expectations crumbled when your reaction diverged from predictable resistance. Rather than engaging their distortions head-on, you embarked on a deliberate withdrawal that served as a reconnaissance mission rather than surrender. Their misinterpretation of your absence as concession or anxiety missed the deeper guidance steering your steps away from impending chaos. Step beyond the screen. Join and help light the way for others. Like a tactician abandoning a battlefield, lost to regroup on firmer terrain, you retreated from arenas inhospitable to truth, guided by precise, unseen orchestration that only later revealed its flawless timing. You exited roles just before scandals surfaced that could have entangled all nearby in fallout. You disengaged from connections before toxicity metastasized beyond repair. Projects were left behind before collapse under the weight of deceit. What looked impulsive to onlookers was a prophetic move of wisdom, safeguarding your integrity and positioning you as a herald whose warnings echoed unanswered. Your withdrawal wielded greater influence than your presence ever could, allowing natural consequences to unfold without your interference. The decay you foresaw confirmed your insight more conclusively than any defense could. When investigators finally inspected the ruins you left, your involvement was limited to records showing timely alerts and prudent exits. You functioned as the early warning signal amid deteriorating conditions, proving the peril you sensed. Choosing silence over noisy rebuttals was mastery beyond your detractors' grasp. They anticipated emotional protests that would lend credence to their claims, but your quiet endurance starved their narrative of validation. You provided no fuel for their storylines. Deception thrives on resistance to gain traction. Accusations seek reactions to gain legitimacy. Campaigns aimed at destroying character rely on emotional responses to sustain momentum, none of which you supplied. There is no barrier to access. Communication flows both ways. You may respond to any message dispatched. Your voice will be heard and answered. If able to support, your contribution is welcomed. If not, receive freely without strings. Follow the link below to begin your true timeline. The spiritual discipline of witnessing falsehoods consume themselves demands unyielding faith in truth's assured emergence. Many would succumb under the strain of enduring unchecked falsehoods, yet patience in silence prevents premature rebuttals that might suggest guilt. Trust in cosmic justice's timing, not human impatience, fortifies your resolve through seeming setbacks. While others clamor for instant defense and public dispute, you placed faith in universal laws where lies bear their own seeds of decay and truth carries the power of resurrection. Isolation transformed into a crucible, refining your essence like base or transmuted into precious metal, exposing the shallow nature of your opponents. Endurance under pressure reveals the true essence, as genuine elements grow sturdier while imitations shatter. The intense conditions that forged your inner strength simultaneously exposed the fragility of those who opposed you. This period of solitude and challenge enacted unseen transformations, deep and profound, like a seed pressed deep into earth, breaking through as a rare bloom essential to the ecosystem. Life refined you into a form more resilient and radiant than ever before. The attempts meant to fracture your spirit instead stripped away all vulnerabilities. In contrast, those who opposed you sank deeper into desperation over time. Without the downfall they anticipated, their falsehoods demanded increasingly complex upkeep as mounting contradictions chipped away at their foundation. When your heart is full of God's love, it's a sign to give. By tapping the Super Thank You button and offering $100 or more, you become a vessel of His grace. Your generosity can change lives, reaching hearts you may never meet. You have a divine purpose, and this act of faith carries His light forward. Give now, and may His blessings surround you always. Their tangled fabrications became a labyrinth of conflicting tales, requiring constant invention to maintain credibility. Memory became an adversary as witnesses recalled details at odds with their fabricated chronology. The high cost of sustaining their elaborate falsehoods ultimately drained their credibility to bankruptcy. Each revealed inconsistency forced them to craft yet another convoluted version to preserve their story. Their narratives cannibalized themselves as conflicting accounts vied for believability. Witnesses coached on different scripts found themselves at odds, unraveling the carefully constructed facade. This intricate web of deceit collapsed under its own complexity. Meanwhile, your steadfast truth held firm, across all recountings, needing no edits, no rehearsed coordination. The stark contrast between your unwavering authenticity and their shifting fabrications became so apparent that even casual onlookers recognized the disparity. What lay ahead was a greater upheaval. The pressure was but preparation for an upheaval that would overhaul the entire arena of truth and falsehood in your sphere. The initial fissure in their fortress of lies emerged precisely where cosmic order foretold, at the nexus of greatest tension between reality and fabrication. Much like engineers predict structures fail where stresses concentrate, falsehoods crumbled at their most fragile breaches. One uncovered deception prompted systematic re-evaluation of all associated claims. When investigators uncovered intentional misrepresentation in a single case, they naturally questioned the entire web of deceit. The fragile edifice of lies they meticulously assembled began to topple rapidly, each exposed falsehood eroding confidence in the rest. Those who once believed blindly turned into seekers of truth, applying scrutiny that should have been present from the start. The shift from defender to skeptic accelerated as doubt took root. Those who propagated the fabrications found themselves deceived and driven to uncover the full extent of manipulation they unwittingly endorsed. Your revelation, bolstered by evidence they presumed lost or destroyed, dealt a decisive blow to their standing. Records previously concealed surfaced at critical moments, contradicting their core allegations. Witnesses once silenced broke free to share their truths. Evidence thought forever hidden pierced the darkness with the force of cosmic reckoning. As they focused on manufacturing false accusations against you, their own real misdeeds surfaced like traps forgotten in a battlefield they failed to remember planting. The scrutiny directed at your affairs illuminated their questionable conduct. Each accusation they hurled became a reflection of their own culpability. This cosmic cycle operated with precise symmetry. The negative energy sent to harm you returned amplified, striking at its origin. The laws governing the universe make no exceptions or compromises. What is projected outward rebounds with compounded effect. Their coordinated efforts exposed conspiracy rather than legitimate inquiry. Communication trails revealed calculated planning and malicious intent behind their campaign. Your experience uncovers the hidden frameworks behind attempts to dismantle your reputation, revealing financial pathways traced to covert campaigns of defamation. Digital evidence maps out the coordinated strategy with precision worthy of judicial examination. Public exposure of the true masterminds behind these efforts unmasked sprawling webs of corruption reaching far beyond the personal attacks leveled against you. This turning point in your journey unlocked broader awareness of entrenched abuses of authority and orchestrated networks of deception targeting many. Barriers once erected by fabricated stories collapsed rapidly, unleashing a torrent of new possibilities. The cosmic balance restored order with exactitude, causing previously closed gates to fling wide open and propelling your path forward at an accelerated pace unmatched by any interference. Your arrival sparked an unstoppable surge of opportunities that defied conventional logic. Influential figures who had been unaware of your presence sought collaboration, recognizing the alignment between their missions and your unique abilities. Unexpected resources flowed your way, and the rapid magnitude of your resurgence reverberated through circles that had witnessed the earlier attempts to undermine you. This was not a slow rebuilding of standing, but a sweeping act of cosmic reckoning, correcting distortions that violated universal laws. The force of your revival left no question about the divine origins of your protection. Those who once opposed you publicly admitted fault, in rare and profound displays of responsibility seldom observed in human affairs. Voices that once propagated falsehoods now echoed apologies and retractions. The very platforms that had amplified deceit transformed into conduits for truth, spreading clarity about your character and the manipulations you endured. The spiritual community acknowledged your ordeal as a clear example of targeted persecution. Your situation is now understood as part of a widespread pattern aimed at suppressing those who challenge established power through their connection to higher truths. Your endurance stands as proof of cosmic safeguarding extended to all who remain aligned with elevated principles. Doors that had remained shut due to misinformation began to open as decision-makers recognized the manipulations that had led them to avoid association with you. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. Collaborations long delayed suddenly came into fruition, including business ventures, professional alliances, and spiritual partnerships, as if making up for lost years. Your emergence from this crucible bears significance far beyond your personal restoration. Your story now serves as a guide for others, navigating similar battles within spiritual realms of conflict. Undergoing trials marked by orchestrated falsehoods and eventual victory, your path has become a blueprint, offering both inspiration and practical insights for those navigating similar storms. Your survival against calculated defamation illustrates not only the possibility of endurance, but also the growth and clarity that emerge from such trials. Others on the journey for truth found renewed courage in your steadfastness, using your story as a testament to the unwavering force of cosmic justice that transcends human failings. Your intact emergence after orchestrated attempts at ruin affirms that genuine strength cannot be fabricated or extinguished by contrived assaults. Understanding your ordeal as part of a wider spiritual conflict allowed others to see their own targeting not as personal failure or random misfortune, but as evidence of their pivotal role in the ongoing struggle between illumination and falsehood. Your success fortified their resolve and fueled their commitment to persevere through similar challenges. Those recognized as kindred spirits identified with the recurrent themes of opposition you faced, finding confirmation for their own experiences within your account. The repeated strategies employed against light bearers gained undeniable clarity as numerous individuals across diverse regions and timelines reported matching patterns of attack. The broader community of spiritually aware individuals found collective hope awakened by your triumph, which embodied universal truths. Your victory underscored the enduring nature of light, proving that darkness cannot sustain dominance regardless of its cunning or resources. Exposure of your case brought to light the organized nature of assaults targeting chosen ones, revealing a network of coordinated efforts designed to suppress spiritual awakening. What once appeared as isolated acts now stood as elements of a deliberate campaign beyond personal grievances. This awareness spurred the formation of protective frameworks within the spiritual community, establishing early warning systems, mutual aid, and rapid response teams dedicated to defending those under similar assault. Your resilience catalyzed these vital support mechanisms for spiritually gifted individuals. Communities began exchanging knowledge about prevalent manipulative tactics, fostering vigilance and preparedness that curtailed further victimization. Your journey transformed into an educational beacon, guiding collective recognition and strategic responses to systemic campaigns aimed at deceiving and dismantling truth seekers. When your heart is full of God's love, it's a sign to give. By tapping the super thank you button and offering $100 or more, you become a vessel of His grace. Your generosity can change lives, reaching hearts you may never meet. You have a divine purpose, and this act of faith carries His light forward. Give now, and may His blessings surround you always. The foundation you built, rooted in unshakable integrity, withstands all future attempts at your narrative endures as an eternal beacon, illustrating the inevitable triumph of authenticity over fabricated deception, joining the ranks of timeless legends where illumination dispels darkness, inspiring steadfast resistance across eras and civilizations. The universal truths reflected in your journey reach beyond personal context, offering wisdom applicable to all battles between genuine force and counterfeit influence. Distortion or erasure. Tested by relentless trials, your essence emerged, refined and true, forging a legacy of credibility that will outlive the fading voices of those who sought to diminish you. Your rise beyond their reach marks the natural evolution resulting from spiritual conflict. Reality elevates truth while relegating falsehood to its rightful place. Once scrutinized and confirmed, the divide between genuine and artificial becomes permanent, inscribed indelibly within the collective cosmic memory. Bearing the honor that comes with surviving coordinated attacks, you now serve as a guardian and mentor for others navigating similar challenges. Your journey equips you as a master in metaphysical defense, capable of identifying early signs of assault and deploying strategies to neutralize them effectively. Each fabrication once aimed at you now testifies to your pivotal role within cosmic struggles unknown to your adversaries. Their accusations stand as records of the threat your presence posed to entrenched systems of deception. The relentless opposition you faced underscores the weight of your mission in unveiling illegitimacy. The vast resources mobilized against you validate your sacred purpose, revealing that ordinary targets do not draw extraordinary resistance. The methodical nature of these assaults confirms your alignment with forces challenging artificial dominions. An exquisite paradox emerges as the efforts to erase your influence instead forged the legend they feared. Their falsehoods became the raw material, fueling a story of victory that will inspire generations to reject deceit. In their attempt to script your downfall, they authored their own undoing. Your name rises as a symbol synonymous with resilience against coordinated deceit, an eternal testament that truth cannot be subdued regardless of the cunning or scale of opposition. The chronicle of your survival inscribes an unalterable record, immune to revision by shadowed forces. Across realms and epochs, those destined for light draw strength from your example, finding in your triumph affirmation that resistance to falsehood is achievable and necessary. Your victory transcends personal boundaries, embodying universal principles that resonate through the fabric of cosmic history. The archetypal dimensions of your path inspire successors confronting similar clashes between authentic authority and artificial control. Your experience integrates into the enduring chronicle of light's conquest over darkness, guiding movements of resistance woven into human awareness. Your survival foretells hope for all facing comparable trials, affirming cosmic protection extends to all aligned with truth despite formidable opposition. The precedent you set assures parallel outcomes for others who maintain fidelity to divine laws. The eternal veracity you represent defies alteration by any future campaign of falsehood, having endured and prevailed under the most extreme conditions conceivable. Your triumph stands as an everlasting declaration that true power is impervious to synthetic destruction. You transcended all distortion because you embody the source, the living fact they cannot undermine. Regardless of the volumes of false tales spun, your existence remains the final verdict on every deceit uttered. A new dawn arises from the ashes cast by deception's demise. The remnants scatter before the winds of cosmic justice. Truth persists unbroken, manifesting your essence, voicing your spirit, and forging a path forward impervious to corruption. Welcome to your immortal legacy. Welcome to the enduring reality of your authentic self.